In Chicago, there was one evening when you read for the first time Sein und Zeit of Martin Heidegger.
Yes, that's
how important was that experience? If we talk of beauty and consolation and cultivating the most beautiful and the most consoling elements of life.
I have to stop you at the word read. I tried to read. What had happened was a very wise rule by the great Chancellor of the University, Robert Hutchins. Undergraduates were allowed to sit in on graduate seminars on the rule that they did not open their mouths. A brilliant idea. And so the proper students were around the table and the few undergraduates against the wall, keeping quiet. Wonderful idea. And Leo Strauss walked in and said, in this seminar, the name of, and he gave a name, who is strictly incomparable will never be mentioned. The phrase, who is strictly incomparable, unvergleichbar, went through me like a knife. I remember that to this day. But I hadn't understood the name. And now the point is, American graduate students, differently from many of us in Europe, are really very nice. They're very nice human beings. So I went up to one of them and I apologized. I said, I'm terribly sorry. What was the name? And he said, I will write it down for you. Martin Heidegger, 2 G's, E-R. I ran to the library. I ran. The words, who is strictly incomparable. I didn't know why he couldn't be mentioned. I knew nothing about the background, of course. And I took out Sein und Zeit. And sentence 1 was the end of my hopes. This is literally true. I was a very arrogant little boy, and most books I could handle, or I believed I could handle. Sentence 1, sentence 2, hopeless. And I stared at it and stared at it and said, one day I will try and understand it, but I'm not giving the book back yet. Its physical presence in the little dormitory room seemed to me to say, what you can't yet understand, what maybe will change your life if you do understand it, what you may never understand, what you must try to wrestle with. It's the Jacob and the angel wrestling all night. And I deeply believe that there's no harm in trying what you can't yet cope with. In America, they have a very good image for that from the sport of baseball, pitching above your head. When the ball is too quick and just over your head, you can't quite handle it yet. No harm. In a great university, in a great family, in a school, among friends, you will be introduced to things beyond your reach as yet. And your fingers will try to reach and reach, like they teach you mountaineering, rock climbing. And you say, I can't reach that next crack. I'm going to fall. My fingers are too short. My toes are slipping. My hands are getting paralyzed. And suddenly, the nails go into the crack, and you hold. And you hold. You aren't yet able to pull yourself up. But even when you just hold, something very important has happened. And that was the encounter with that text.